fucking miserable. You're not miserable?
Alright, so you're being miserable.
He needs to use that.
That's that thing Daddy had on the side of his bed. Talk about something. Y'all turn around. God, I said, Randolph, look. Randolph was like, I ain't looking at that man.
If he doesn't pee, I'm going to squeeze him. He knows what I'm talking about.
And the man found out he shit was should have told me what she's gonna do. Should have taken her finger.
Yep. I'll squeeze it real hard.
God,
I'll squeeze it real hard.
I
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We do apologize that the video is dark and that you cannot see us, guys, but it is nighttime and we are still riding on our way home. I know I sound a little tired because I am, but me and my husband, we wanted to share a little testimony with you before the night is over, and we didn't want the night to end without telling you guys, you know, our little secret. If you are seeing this, of course, our family and our loved ones and friends, they already know, so we're gonna go ahead and share this with you guys. But I would say about a month back, me and my husband, we were preparing for bed, and God had laid it on me and my husband's heart to, you know, read the book of Hebrew, and so we did so. And when I went to sleep that night, I feel like it was a reoccurrence of what, you know, we just was doing earlier that day, because we were talking in the dream about reading, you know, the book that we were coming from, which it was a little different. We weren't talking about Hebrews this time. We were talking about Genesis chapter 30. And in the dream, God had gave me the exact verse that was in Genesis 30, and the verse read that God remembered Rachel and he opened her womb. And you know, I was a little shocked at what I was seeing, because I got up and I actually read the scripture to see what it was saying, and that's what it said. So I was a little shocked, but I trusted God and believed that, you know, whatever it was that he was showing me, he knew exactly what he was doing. So I would say about this was about a few days ago, where I had another dream where me and my husband, we were actually on the way to an airport, and we were about to pay for our flight. And I told him, I said, well, won't you go in there and you sign in as your name? And I told one of my other daughters, I said, won't you go in and you sign my name as Hannah? So to make a long story short, I got it from that dream, and I was kind of lost for words, because me and my husband actually wasn't reading the passage of Hannah like recent, you know. So and if any of you know me, you would know that my name is not Hannah, and I don't know anyone by the name of Hannah. So that, you know, that was kind of weird for me. So on Sunday, me and my husband, we went to church, and the pastor came to me and my husband after church, and he was asking us about one of our family members that was expecting. And we were telling him that the family member was doing very well and that we were on the way to go see that family member. And he turned, he looked at me and he said, wait a minute. He said, you were expecting too? And I was like, let's not play those games, because I am not pregnant. And my husband looked at him and he said, listen, see, I don't play like that with you, because every time you say something to my wife, or
45 miles per hour.
you speak a word, you spoke the word over my wife, it never fell to the ground. And I really wasn't expecting anything, because Sunday, which was Mother's Day, I was cramping really, really, really bad. And that was the time of the month, you know, where I was literally looking for Aunt Flo to show up. So on Monday, me and my husband, we were talking, and I was telling him how, you know, I was cramping still. It was like so bad, and we were very bored. So I was like, well, look, let's just go to the country store or whatever, pick up a pregnancy test, and you know, let's just check it to see what it says, because you know, I'm 2 days late and it still should have been on. And me and him went, we picked up the pregnancy test, and I went into the bathroom and I did what I needed to do while he was outside throwing away the garbage. And when I took the pregnancy test and I looked at it, within 3 seconds there were 2 lines on it. It was positive, and I started screaming. I was like, oh my God, like, oh my God, God, you've been showing me this, and I wasn't paying no attention. I said, oh my God. So I went and I met my husband on the deck, and he's looking at me like what? And I'm like, oh my God. And he looking at me like, yeah, right, like, stop playing. You know, like, you playing. Even though I never ever played with him like that. He literally thought it was a joke. So he looked at the pregnancy test, and of course he got emotional. He was like, oh my God, you know, he was excited. You know, he started hugging me up, and he couldn't believe it. And you know, to confirm it, we actually went to the doctor on Monday. And the doctor, as he was checking me, he said, well, they took a urine sample, and he asked me, he said, well, have you taken a pregnancy test at home? And I told him, I said, yes, sir. He said, well, what did it say? I said, it said positive. He said, well, it says positive here too. And you know, me and my husband, we were hugging again. You know, we were just so super excited, and we were happy because this pregnancy wasn't at all planned. And so the doctor, to make a long story short, the doctor, he scheduled us our first OBGYN appointment for June the 7th. You know, so we're going to definitely be documenting this pregnancy and keeping you guys updated about what's going on with us and the baby, our new bundle of joy. And like I said, we are super excited. But for those of you that do not know me nor my husband, and this is a testimony, and this is why I'm sharing it. My husband some years ago decided that he wanted to get a vasectomy done. And for those of you that do not know what a vasectomy is basically a permanent birth control for men. And he decided to do that some years ago because he wasn't planning on having any more children. So when we got married some years ago, me and my husband, we talked about it, and we said, you know what, we may want children one day, so let's go ahead and get the vasectomy reversed. So we had a vasectomy reversal done 2 years ago. And it was a little over the 2-year mark, you know, from the time that he actually had it done at first, like had the vasectomy done. So we went in, you know, and after the surgery, well, before the surgery, the doctor actually, he explained to us, you know, what we should be looking out for. He couldn't promise or guarantee anything or whatever. There was a certain percentage, you know, of chance that we may got pregnant or may not, you know, got pregnant. But we believed and we had faith in God. And he decided that he was going to surprise me on, you know, on Mother's Day. If we checked it, we would have found out that we were pregnant. But on Monday, the day after Mother's Day, we found it out, and we didn't want to keep this from you guys or whatever, because you guys have been very supportive. And this is my first time ever documenting a pregnancy, and I am super excited about doing it. And I know that many of you, you know, out there may have had a situation like ours, and, you know, may have given up hope and believed that you couldn't have a child. But patience is definitely the keys. And we got to all know that, you know, God knows the plans and the thoughts that he has for us. None of those thoughts are anything, or plans is anything that would harm us or hurt us. But there's plans that he, you know, he has for us that has an expected end. And you know, if I was to leave any word of encouragement with you guys, I would say don't give up. It does not matter what the doctor says. And it may be 5, 6, 10, 15 years, you know, from now, but still don't give up. And if you see it still not happening, don't look at it as he was not able to do it, because God is always able. There is nothing too hard for him, and there is nothing impossible for our God to do. And like I stated, this is definitely a miracle. We are very excited with, with our new bundle of joy. I am super excited for June the 7th to come so we can know exactly how far along we are. And, I'm about to check out now because, we're close to home. But before I do check out, I want to ask my husband if there's anything that he want to add. How did he feel when he found out? And what was going on through your mind, babe?
Well, first of all, I thought you were playing. I thought it was a joke, seriously. Not that you joke like that with me, but I just really thought it was a joke. Considering everything that we had to go, everything that I went through from a medical standpoint.
Right.
People would want to press, and they would want things to happen immediately. And when it doesn't happen immediately, they give up on it. But in my case, when I stopped pressing and constantly thinking about it and constantly, wanting it to happen, that's when it happened. So I didn't let it consume. Once I stopped letting it consume me, that's when things would happen.
Right.
And that's what I would tell anybody, any couple that's going through this same type of situation, is to not let it consume you.
Right.
Because if you let it consume you in the times when things didn't happen, or you don't get that big fat positive, then you can send yourself into a place of despair or discouragement, or a place where it's not a very good feeling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my advice and my encouragement to other couples out there is just don't worry about it. As long as you have, faith in God, as long as everything from a medical standpoint checked out, that the procedures were done properly and things have been reconnected and all of that, it's just going to be a matter of time.
Right.
It's just going to be a matter of time, and trust me, it's better off when it comes as a surprise.
Oh yeah.
Because when you press for it to happen,
or even plan it.
Yeah, or if you plan for it to happen, it's not as fun.
You're not gonna be as shocked either.
No, you're not gonna be as shocked, and then you're really gonna blow the high of it all. You be like, yeah. Like, yes, it's like studying to take the SAT. If you study to take the SAT and you make a decent grade on SAT, you're happy. Yeah, but that's what you expected to do. You study for the SAT, that's what you expected. But if you're in class and you got a pop quiz and you ace that sucker, trust me, you like bouncing off the wall. I mean, I remember when I was in school, I was bouncing off the wall. So that's the type of feel you really want for it, because with that, you will definitely appreciate it even more.
Right.
You'll appreciate that surprise even more. But I can't wait to continue to share our journey with you all, with our viewers, with our subscribers, and just continue to encourage people that life's not over.
That's right.
Life's not over, and as long as you got breath in your body, there's a chance.
Right.
And there's nothing, there's nothing that God can't do. If you can just hold out, if you can just keep the faith, in God's time, it'll happen. And God's time is always the best time.
Yes.
God's time is always the best time. So I can't wait. I can't wait
Me
to continue
neither.
to share.
I can't wait either. But I know some of you are going to be wondering what was my symptoms. Like I stated, I honestly did not know I was pregnant, because all the symptoms of my monthly cycle was showing up.
Yeah, they were there, and then they were there, and actually, when she first was complaining about the cramps, we had a discussion, and we were like, okay, if her period don't come on Wednesday, by Wednesday, we're going to the doctor, because her cycle is like
pretty much on time every month.
like it's like clockwork.
Yes.
Pretty much, it's like clockwork. So
yes.
we know if the clock is off, as she said, the clock was off a day, and she was like, wait a minute, something's wrong, and being bored got us got us a huge
curiosity does kill
a huge gift. Right. It's funny, like you said, God was showing it to you the whole time. And you were telling me the dreams, and I was like, okay. And because you're a dreamer, I was like, okay, it's going to happen. All right. Okay, God, you're showing us it's going to happen. And so now that you keep showing us it's going to happen, I'm okay.
Right.
I'm not going to be, like I said, I'm not going to be pressed about it. I'll just let it happen in your time.
Right, because it was a promise that it was well worth looking forward to.
Yeah.
So again, the symptoms that I was having was cramps. I was cramping so bad, and it's so funny because I was craving what is those pickles?
Oh, Clausen kosher baby dills.
Yes, I was. Oh my gosh, like I've been wanting it so bad for about 4 days. I had to have 2 jars a day, and I literally just thought my body was lacking vinegar somehow. I don't even know why I thought that, but I was eating the pickles. I do not like pickles like that, but I was eating the pickles, and it was just so good to me, and my body just been wanting vinegar. And again, I just pretty much thought that it was just something that my body was lacking.
What was funny was she started, when we bought the first 2 jars of pickles, she was like, she started telling me the story, like, babe, I stopped eating pickles. And I was like, okay. I never liked pickles, so it didn't make a difference to me. So she was like, I stopped eating pickles, and all of a sudden, this is what I want. And I don't, I just thought it was, a situation where she wanted a different taste because she eats Tajama Mamas and vinegary stuff like pig feet and things of that nature. So I just thought it was just another, it's a shift in what she wants that has vinegar in it. That's what I thought it was. But it was a sign of what's to come.
All right, so we will definitely be keeping you guys updated as promised on the symptoms and on the appointments and all that good stuff. But you guys keep us in prayer.
Please do. Thank you so much.
And we will definitely keep you guys in prayer and pray that God shower down and open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so many blessings that you don't even have room to store it or receive it.
Let it rain.
We thank God so much for you guys' patience, and that that you were a little understanding that it is dark and you barely can see us on tonight. So again, we'll keep you guys updated, and if there's any new symptoms, then I will let you know. There hasn't been any morning sickness or anything like that as of yet, with the exception of the tender breasts, but that's it. But thanks again so much for watching. Be blessed.